The deeper you go into the ocean, the stranger things get, but in 2016 something appeared on camera that felt completely unreal. During a NOAA expedition near the Enigma seamount in the Mariana Ridge, just outside the trench itself, a jellyfish drifted into view. At first it looked like a glowing orb. Then it spread out its umbrella-like body, revealing perfect symmetry, glowing internal canals and slow, pulsing lights. Scientists watching the footage from the ship went completely silent. What they saw didn't look like it belonged on Earth. This jellyfish wasn't just beautiful, it was strange. Its bell was perfectly domed, almost mechanical in shape. Its tentacles stayed stiff and still, not trailing behind like normal jellyfish. It hovered motionless in the water as if observing. The glow inside its body moved in patterns, flashing like circuitry. The creature didn't swim away, it simply faded into the darkness below, like it knew it had been seen. This wasn't something out of folklore, it was caught in high definition, and no one had ever seen it before. Some viewers watching the NOAA livestream started throwing out theories. Was it bioluminescent tech from a deep-sea drone, a new species, or something stranger? The Mariana region is full of these odd encounters. Places like Enigma Seamount live up to their names. Completely dark, freezing cold, and under pressures that crush submarines. It's a world less studied than the surface of Mars. What else might be watching from those black depths, glowing silently, just outside the lights of our cameras? What you're looking at isn't a creature from a sci-fi movie, it's real. This was caught on camera in the dark, crushing waters near the Mariana Trench. A fish, with no face, no visible eyes, no mouth, no expression at all, just a smooth, pale dome of skin drifting slowly through the water. The team behind the camera had to pause. It didn't look alive, it looked like something left behind by another world. Its tiny eyes are buried so deep beneath its skin, they're almost useless. Its mouth is hidden on the underside of its head, completely invisible from the front. When it turns, you might catch a glimpse of it. But from straight on, the creature looks like a stretched balloon with fins. It was filmed deep, where light doesn't reach and pressure could crush steel. This wasn't the first time this fish had been found, it was actually first discovered in the 1800s. But it disappeared for more than a century. Some scientists thought it might have gone extinct, until this moment, this exact one. The way it moves is strange. It doesn't dart or swim quickly like most fish. It floats, slow, steady, almost deliberate. Like it's not trying to go anywhere, like it's been drifting for a very long time. That part of the trench is still barely explored. Only a fraction of it has ever been seen. The rest is just darkness. Creatures like this make you wonder, what else is down there? In the depths near the Mariana Trench, an underwater camera set up to monitor bait caught something massive moving through the frame. Not just big, huge. A hulking shadow, with a mouth that could swallow a person whole. And for a split second, it brushes against the rig, dwarfing it completely. Some say it's a trick of the light. Others are convinced it's a megalodon. Officially, this prehistoric shark went extinct over 3 million years ago. It was the largest predator to ever live in Earth's ocean, stretching over 50 feet long. But the sighting from this video has kept the legend alive, because whatever swam past that camera was bigger than any known shark today. And it wasn't afraid of getting close. The Mariana Trench is one of the least explored places on Earth. It drops nearly 7 miles deep. Light doesn't reach it. Sound behaves differently. And there are regions we've never sent anything into. It's a perfect hiding place. If something massive did survive. Critics say it was likely a deep-sea sleeper shark, distorted by the low-light camera. But even then, that species isn't known to reach this size. Plus, this creature showed behavior unlike any known shark, calmly approaching the metal structure without hesitation, like it had seen it before. So was it Megalodon, a new species, a relic from a time before humans walked the Earth? All we know is this. Something enormous was down there, something that didn't care it was being filmed. They looked like oversized shrimp. But when the cameras rolled during a deep dive near the Mariana Trench, scientists couldn't believe what they were seeing. These weren't normal amphipods. These were giants, nearly a foot long, armored like insects, and crawling along the seafloor in total darkness. Most amphipods are tiny, barely visible without a microscope. Yet here, thousands of feet underwater, they've somehow grown to monstrous proportions. The ROV's camera caught several of them scuttling across the ocean floor, moving with creepy precision. Their shells glistened under the sub's lights, and their eyes, if you can call them that, reflected nothing. These creatures aren't just big, they're survivors. They live in freezing cold, zero light, and crushing pressure. Scientists didn't even know these giant forms existed until relatively recently. When samples were brought up, researchers were stunned by their size. These deep-sea scavengers have somehow evolved to thrive in a world where almost nothing else can. Their bodies are built like tanks, thick exoskeletons, jointed legs, powerful mandibles. They look like something out of an alien planet. And they're not alone. Where there's one, there are usually dozens, crawling over each other to pick apart whatever falls from above. Dead fish, whales, even pieces of shipwrecks. Some theorize that the size of these amphipods could be due to deep-sea gigantism, a strange phenomenon where animals grow far larger than their shallow-water cousins, but no one's entirely sure why it happens. Most fish don't belong at the bottom of the world, but the Mariana snailfish does. This ghostly, soft-bodied creature holds the record as the deepest living fish ever filmed, caught on camera over 26,000 feet below the surface. Deeper than Mount Everest is tall. It doesn't have scales, it doesn't have a tough skeleton. It looks like a mix between a jelly, a tadpole, and something you'd expect to see in a dream. But somehow, it thrives in a world of total darkness and pressure so intense it would crush a submarine like a soda can. The footage was captured by deep-sea landers equipped with baited cameras. At first it looked like a blur, then the snailfish emerged from the gloom. Pale, nearly transparent, with long fins and slow, fluttering movements. It didn't just survive down there, it was hunting. Unlike the terrifying monsters we expect from the deep, the Mariana snailfish doesn't look threatening. But that's what makes it even more fascinating. In one of the harshest places on Earth, life didn't get meaner. It got softer, flexible, adapted to the impossible. Researchers still don't know how it does it. Its bones are too fragile for normal life, its body is basically a sack of gel, and yet it's perfectly tuned to its crushing home. In a way, it beat evolution. It lives where almost nothing else can. It's not flashy, it doesn't glow, but it quietly shattered what we thought was possible. The Mariana snailfish isn't just another deep-sea oddity, it's proof that even in the darkest, coldest corners of the planet, life still finds a way. And down there, it doesn't just survive, it rules. Deep below the surface, near the shadowy edges of the Mariana Trench, cameras captured something that didn't look entirely alive. It moved slow, its body pale and smooth, almost boneless. Its eyes looked like empty lenses. This was the ghost shark, also known as a chimera, and it's one of the strangest fish ever recorded on video. It didn't swim like a normal shark. It hovered, its fins rippled like wings, its tail trailing behind in complete silence. The body shimmered under the sub's lights, revealing a skin so thin it almost looked translucent. Ghost sharks aren't true sharks, they're ancient relatives dating back over 400 million years. That's older than dinosaurs. And this one looked like it hadn't changed much. Its head was rounded and rubbery, its mouth was fixed in a tight, permanent grin. And what really stunned scientists? A strange, whip-like reproductive organ on its head, something rarely seen outside of dissected specimens. Some say it looked like a prototype, like nature was trying out ideas that didn't make the final cut. The creature drifted into view, turned slowly, and disappeared into the dark again. No sudden motion, no reaction. Just gone. What makes it feel eerie is how out of place it looks. It doesn't blink, it doesn't flinch, it just stares. Even scientists who see deep-sea life all the time described it as one of the most surreal encounters they've ever had. In 2015, a private deep-sea mission sent a drone to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. About 19 minutes into the descent, a strange figure appeared in the footage, upright, still, and vaguely human-shaped. It wasn't swimming, it wasn't floating, it was just standing. The footage was archived and never released, but people who've seen it still whisper about it. Down in the trench there are places no camera has reached, and maybe, things that don't want to be seen. What if the Mariana Trench isn't the only place hiding secrets? From glowing beasts to real-life sea monsters and just really strange marine animals, let's look at other creatures filmed across the world's oceans. It drifted silently through the water like a glowing ribbon unraveling in slow motion, a delicate spiral hundreds of feet long with tendrils stretching in every direction. The cameras locked on it, but even seasoned ocean explorers weren't sure what they were looking at. This wasn't a fish, it wasn't a jellyfish, it was something else entirely, a Siphonophore. From a distance it looked like a tangled string of noodles lit up from within, which is why people started calling it the flying spaghetti monster. But the truth is even weirder. This creature isn't just one animal, it's a colony of tiny organisms, all working together as one. Hunting, moving, reacting like a single being. Each glowing strand has a job. Some catch prey, others handle digestion. A few help it drift like a ghost across the seafloor. It's alien-looking but very real, and even now we still don't fully understand how it operates. It's a reminder that some of the most bizarre life forms aren't myths or monsters. They're just quietly floating beneath us, waiting to be seen. It looks almost fake, like a balloon drifting across the ocean floor with a long, impossibly thin tether trailing behind it. But this is no balloon. This is a real deep-sea creature, filmed in its natural environment, floating above the seabed like a jellyfish built by an artist. This strange animal is thought to be a type of deep-sea Siphonophore, or Siphonophore, gelatinous, nearly invisible, and designed for silence. Its body is so transparent that you can see right through it. The way it hovers, almost perfectly still, gives it an otherworldly presence. It doesn't flap or pulse like most jellyfish. Instead, it simply floats, suspended, as if caught between motion and stillness. What's especially unsettling is how alien it looks. The body, bulbous and empty, shows no visible organs, no eyes, no mouth, just a shape. And then that single delicate filament trailing behind, possibly a feeding appendage, possibly something else entirely. Scientists are still figuring that out. There's something haunting about it. It's too quiet, too perfect, and yet it's alive. It doesn't belong in a museum or a dream. It belongs right there, in the deep, slow-moving silence of the ocean's lower levels. A living balloon that no one expected to find. It started as a blur, then a pulse, a faint flash in the distance followed by a quick movement just outside the range of the camera. A deep-sea drone had picked up something strange. At first, it looked like a squid, but not like any known species. Its shape was loose, undefined, with tentacles that moved more like smoke than muscle. Then came the light, a sharp pulse of bioluminescence. Not the soft glow most deep-sea creatures give off. This was fast, controlled, like a signal. Before the camera could focus, the creature vanished, leaving behind a faint shimmer in the water. Some researchers believe it may have been an ultra-rare deep pelagic squid using light to communicate or distract prey. Others admit they're not sure what they saw. The footage is real, the shape is real. But it doesn't match anything in current databases. It's a reminder that even now, the deep ocean holds secrets that vanish before we can understand them. Like a light switch flicking on and off in the dark, gone the moment you try to look closer. Coiled like a glowing spiral in the dark, the Siphonophore looked endless. Cameras followed its body as it looped through the water, a massive, drifting shape that seemed to go on forever. This wasn't a trick, this was one animal, and it was longer than a blue whale. Siphonophores are colonies made of smaller parts called zooids, each with its own job, feeding, moving, catching prey. But they don't act separately. Together they form one seamless living structure. In this case, a body stretching over 150 feet. It glowed faintly like a constellation floating through blackness. The creature barely moved. It didn't need to, it just waited for smaller fish and plankton to drift into its reach, then struck with invisible precision. No bones, no brain, just a flowing, pulsing body that can outgrow anything else in the ocean. Most people have never heard of it, but it might be the most massive animal alive. It's not the size that makes it strange, it's how it exists. Not one being, not many, a perfect balance in the middle. When the footage first appeared, people thought it was CGI. A fish with a see-through head, floating with glowing green eyes inside its skull? It looked fake. But the barrel-eye fish is very real. And it's one of the weirdest animals ever caught on camera. Its body is small, but its head is shaped like a clear bubble. Inside that bubble, two tube-shaped eyes can rotate and lock onto prey from almost any angle. The glow you see comes from special lenses that help it see in near-total darkness. It doesn't move fast, it hovers, adjusting slightly with its jelly-like fins. You can see its brain, its muscles, even the way its eyes shift, all through its transparent head. Why this design evolved is still debated. Some say it allows better depth tracking, others believe it's protection from the intense light of predators above. Either way, it's like nothing else. It's hard not to stare when you see it. A floating dome, two glowing cylinders, a fish designed like a machine, and perfectly built for life in the deep. It looks like something from a science fiction lab, a creature made of glass, drifting silently in the dark. But the glass octopus is very real. Its body is so transparent that most of it seems to vanish into the water. Only its eyes, digestive system, and a ribbon of nerves are visible like floating pieces of machinery inside a ghost. It doesn't flash with color or put on a show, it moves slowly, with graceful pulsing arms that look more like shadows than limbs. There's no ink cloud, no sharp teeth, no bulky form, just emptiness. and somehow it's alive. The transparency is no accident. In the midwater zones where this octopus lives, being invisible is the best survival strategy. Predators looking up from below see nothing but the blackness of the ocean, and this octopus blends right in. It's rarely seen and even rarer to catch on camera. That makes every new clip feel like a glimpse into a world we're not supposed to see. It's one of nature's most elegant escape artists, designed not to fight or hide but to simply disappear. In the cold, silent waters near the Arctic, something strange glides by. Delicate, glowing, and winged. It's not a fairy tale. It's a creature known as the sea angel. And while the name sounds harmless, this tiny predator has a few surprises hidden under its wings. The sea angel is a type of swimming snail that lost its shell. Instead of crawling, it flaps gelatinous fins to move through the water with eerie grace. It's completely transparent, with organs faintly glowing inside, and a body so smooth it looks animated. But don't let the beauty fool you. Sea angels are carnivorous. They hunt their relatives, other snails, with hooked appendages that shoot out when prey gets too close. It's a fast, silent ambush from something that looks like it came from a dream. Their soft, pulsing motion and ghostly glow make them look peaceful, but in the quiet cold of the deep, they're fast, focused, and relentless. They're a perfect reminder, even the most beautiful things in the ocean can be built to hunt. The first time you see one, you're not sure what you're looking at. A glowing oval, a crystal blimp, something made of light and water? It's called a comb jelly, and it might be one of the most hypnotic animals in the sea. Unlike normal jellyfish, comb jellies don't sting. Instead, they move using tiny hair-like structures along their bodies called cilia. As these rows beat, they create waves of light, not because they glow on their own, but because they bend and scatter whatever little light is down there. The result is dazzling. It looks like a rainbow is traveling across the creature's body. And in the deep ocean, where light is rare and color fades, this makes it stand out like a floating jewel. Their bodies are soft, see-through, and perfectly symmetrical. Some can even release bioluminescent flashes if disturbed, turning into a blinking orb in the darkness. The comb jelly doesn't have a brain, no eyes, no bones, but it glides through the water with stunning control, a living light show that feels both ancient and futuristic at the same time. Down in the pitch-black layers of the ocean, something with needle-like teeth and glowing lights silently cruises through the water. The deep-sea dragonfish isn't big, but it's built to terrify anything smaller than itself. Its mouth is full of sharp, glassy fangs, so thin they're nearly invisible until it opens wide. And that's just the beginning. What really sets this fish apart is its ability to glow. Along its body are tiny light-producing organs called photophores. They flicker like stars in the dark, helping it disappear or lure in prey. It also has a barbel, a thin, whisker-like extension that hangs from its chin, with a glowing tip, like a built-in fishing lure. This glow isn't just pretty. It gives the dragonfish a deadly edge in the darkness. Many of the creatures it hunts can't even see the red light it gives off, meaning it can sneak up on its targets completely unnoticed. Its body is soft and flexible, allowing it to survive the crushing pressure miles below the surface. And when it bites, those long teeth snap shut in an instant, locking prey inside a mouth that looks far too big for its body. You won't find it in shallow waters or tropical reefs. This is a creature made for the abyss, where the light fades, and the monsters are small, smart, and glowing. If the ocean had a nightmare version of a shark, this would be it. The goblin shark doesn't look like it belongs in modern times. Its skin is pale and pinkish, almost translucent. Its snout is long, flat, and strange, like a blade jutting forward. But its most terrifying feature? The jaw. This shark has a hidden weapon tucked inside its mouth, a set of jaws that can shoot forward like a trap. When prey gets too close, the jaw launches out of its skull in a lightning-fast snap, grabs the target and pulls it back in. It's like watching a horror movie in slow motion, only this isn't fiction. The goblin shark lives in the deep, thousands of feet below the surface, where light doesn't reach and pressure is intense. Up here, its body would seem soft, slow, even sluggish. But down there, it's perfectly adapted to catch unsuspecting creatures in the dark. It doesn't chase, it waits. Then it strikes with one of the most unusual bite mechanics in the animal kingdom. No other shark moves its jaws quite like this. Few have seen it alive. Most encounters happen when it's accidentally pulled up by deep-sea fishing gear. But every so often a camera catches it drifting through the blackness, slow and eerie, mouth slightly open like it's ready to launch. It's not just rare, it's from another era, a relic that never left the deep. It drifts near the surface like a silver ribbon, impossibly long and eerily graceful. The giant oarfish is the closest real-life creature we have to the ancient sea serpent myths, a fish that can grow over 30 feet long, with a glowing, scaleless body and a red crest running along its spine like something from another world. When people first saw it on camera, many didn't believe it was real. It looked too strange, too legendary. But it is very real. And it almost never shows itself. The oarfish usually stays deep in the twilight zone of the ocean, hundreds of feet below. When it rises, it often makes headlines, not just because of its size, but because of something even more unsettling. In several cultures, especially in parts of Asia, the appearance of an oarfish near the surface is seen as a warning, a sign that something is coming. Some believe these fish can sense seismic activity before it happens, and that when they rise, earthquakes follow. Whether that's true or not, one thing is certain. When the oarfish appears, people pay attention. Its body moves like silk, bending and swaying in impossible shapes. It doesn't swim like a normal fish. It floats like a flag being pulled through water. It's beautiful, strange, and maybe even a little prophetic. A living legend that reminds us how little we really know about the deep, and how much of the ocean still keeps its secrets just out of reach. That's about it. Which of these creatures surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. For more useful information, watch other videos.